All right, we are on to day 4 of my carnivore fasting focused lifestyle. And my main goal is to, get some autophagy with my fasting and to stay in ketosis because it's pretty much zero carb. And I want to heal lots of different things. So, just quickly, I had brain trauma and I was on my bicycle, got hit by a vehicle, and sustained severe brain trauma. I had balance issues, migraines, memory, insomnia, depression, thyroid, the list goes on and on and on. I have been doing a ton of research over the last 6 years, started started keto about 4 years ago, and slowly have transitioned to more than I was doing like intermittent fasting, and I added longer fasting. I've done one 30-day carnivore just before summer, and then I've done a bunch of fasting over the summer. And then I kind of fell off the wagon in November and December. So I'm getting back on it, and I thought if I did a 30-day video, it would keep me accountable. It would help me to kind of really stay in tune with what is working, what isn't working, and those types of things. So I am on day 4 of my carnivore fasting focused lifestyle, and I just wanted to kind of fill you in on how it is going. So we actually have our house on the market, and we had a viewing this morning at 11 a.m. I worked last night, so I got up this morning, and my lovely husband made me a coffee with keto cream. So it had like the MCT oil and collagen and vitamin B6 and B12 and lots of cat's claw or AC11, C-Med, whatever you want to call it, for DNA repair. I had that. I did my gratitude because I strongly believe that everybody should write down what they're grateful for. So I wrote down the 3 things that I am grateful for. And then we hit the ground running. I did make what we call like snake juice, but it's just electrolytes in our water. So it is, you can check out Cole Robbins' videos if you want to learn more about that. But it is pink Himalayan salt. Today I put Epsom salts in it just to get my magnesium up, and the no salt potassium. Personally, because I'm not doing extended fasting right now, I haven't been adding the baking soda because when I was finding I wasn't digesting my food as good. And I think it's just the baking soda is so alkaline. And in order to digest, we need lots of acid in there. So I don't want to alkalize while I'm eating because I want to be able to break down my food. So I did have my snake juice, and we cleaned the whole entire house. It actually looks amazing right now. And then I went off to the gym, and I'm a member of CrossFit Gym. I only started on November the 1st, so I'm still relatively new to the moves, but we did lots of back squats, lots of cleans, and lots of purse jerks. So today wasn't as much cardio, but it definitely was a lot of strength training. We had, so the back squats, I did the bar with lots of weights. I think I got up to, I wrote it down, I think I got up to 95 pounds with my back squats. And so I was doing a bunch of continuous 3 sets of reps. Then we did a bunch of warm-ups with our cleans and push presses, and I did the bar is 35. I did 65 pounds, and I did 30 cleans and push jerks is what they're called. I was definitely sweating, definitely building lots of muscles. So, and I went in fully fasted. I didn't really eat. Yes, there was a little bit of fat in my coffee, but fat, it depends on who you follow, doesn't really break a fast, and especially we don't put much at all in the coffee. It's just enough to kind of make it taste a little bit better, and it does really help me with my energy and brain fuel for my day. So I'm right now getting on my way to go out the door to work. So we did that. We came back home. We have prepped a few things for supper. So I'm tonight having salami chips. So I buy a really good quality salami from Costco. So you just slice those up nice and thin, put them in the oven at 350 for like 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, just depending on how much you like them. And then chicken, and I am putting a little bit of habanero and pink salt on it. So I am doing OMAD, so one meal today. I would like to do a couple extended fasts. I have been finding just because Christmas I ate not so well that I'm finding it a little bit harder with the heavy CrossFit workouts and that to do extended fasting right now. But I'm thinking once I get maybe 5 or 6 days into this carnivore, no carb, that I'll be able to fast longer because my blood sugars and everything and all that gunk will be out of my system. So I'm thinking Monday I'm going to start with a more extended fast, and it will really depend on my work schedule, my CrossFit schedule, and how I'm doing. But OMAD right now is really good because it does really fuel me so that I can still work out the next day. I did have a one person comment about their worry about high protein diets. And I had the exact same fear when I first kind of heard about people doing carnivore. I was like, that is way too much protein. You'll get, because your body can convert protein into glucose. So I thought, there's no way I'll stay in ketosis and that. But when I did my first 30-day carnivore, when I was checking my ketone levels, I did a lot of OMADs then too. And by the next morning, when I was checking my ketones, I was like 0.3 to 0.8, depending on the day. And I typically, when I do OMAD, eat later in the day, so supper time or 7 p.m. Because I do find when I do OMAD, I eat so much that it's like, ugh, I'm like tired and I don't want to like do a whole bunch of stuff. Where in the day, fasted, I have lots of energy. I can do lots. I can go to the gym. I can do that. So that's what works for me, but we are all different. I do know some people do better with doing like just lunch and those types of things. But I would say if I were you, this is just my advice, take it or leave it, is I would play with it and do whatever. So if you are right now eating 3 meals and a bunch of snacks, my recommendation would be just to cut the snacks, keep the 3 meals a day, make sure they're big enough that you don't feel hungry so that you don't need the snacks, and then slowly transition to like intermittent so that you stop eating at 8 p.m. or whatever time, and then don't eat until the next day at lunchtime. Try to do 2 meals, get your body used to that, and then move on to OMAD when you're ready. And I don't think that you need to do it 7 days a week. I actually think food variation and switching it up, doing some days fasting, some days OMAD, some days like feasting where you do have like 2 or 3 meals, works for a lot of people. That being said, I have tried doing carb up days. For me personally, I start craving the carbs more, so I can't do a lot of carb up days. I find once I have one, the next day I'm like, and mentally my brain goes in a bad place and I start craving and wanting food, and it just totally throws me off. And I'm like, well, you know what? I screwed up, so I may as well screw up 1 or 2 more days and then get back on track on Monday. And I say all these like bad things in my head, and so I don't just let it go. So for me, it doesn't work, but I do know lots of people that it does work for. So you know your own self, so you know what can and can't work for you. So you just need to do that. Try to stay in a positive place. That's why I really like the gratitude every day, just writing down 3 things you're grateful for, and try not to have the exact same things. Try to switch them up. So it could be like, I'm grateful, like today, it snowed a bit. It looked really nice. And so I'm grateful that it did snow. So when the people came to see the house, it looked so pretty. It's now, I don't know if you can see it at the window, but it got really warm today and the sun came out. So grateful that the sun came out because it was gorgeous. But it did melt all of that snow. So it's not here now, but and I'm, just always thinking of things, the littlest thing to be grateful for, right? So grateful that I live in Nova Scotia, Canada, where we have freedom and all those things. So try to keep yourself in a good place. It does help, especially if you're a negative Nelly and like always beating yourself up. Like if you didn't eat right, like if you didn't eat exactly the way you thought you were supposed to eat and you start saying negative things, when you start being more grateful, it kind of pushes those negative thoughts out. So, and that can be really helpful to keep you progressing towards better. So, I hope that did help. I know I'm on day 4. I feel better energy. My joints definitely feel better. That being said, I did have my Botox yesterday. And I don't know, we'll see what kind of happens. Last night I had a ton of pressure on my forehead and that, but my neck today definitely feels better from that. But all in all, I know that the carnivore, my bloat is down from my stomach. My stomach just feels better. It doesn't feel like it's working so hard. And definitely doing the fasting works for me. I feel way better when I fast. And I classify OMAD as a good fasting. And so, yeah, so we will see what happens. It's Friday, so we're going into the weekend. Luckily, I'm working a lot, so I'm not going to like be going out and doing much social things. So that does help to keep me on track. But I did find a few fun drinks, and so maybe tomorrow I will do a couple of recipes on things that you can kind of drink. So when you're out socializing, you don't feel off, but you don't need the alcohol. So anyway, as always, just remember nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. So when you have that hard thought and you're not sure what to do, kind of go with the thing that's probably the hardest, like um, you know, oh, I really should eat, I know that I should eat the meat, but I want to eat that. Go with eating the meat. Try the carnivore, see if it works for you, and comment below if it is working for you or if you found something else that's working for you. I am not at all stuck in a narrow that carnivore is everything. I love learning from other people, so I would love to see what works for you. And if you want to follow me along this journey, please subscribe. And I didn't realize until just a while ago about the bell, so you can click the bell and then you get notifications of when new videos come up from me. So anyway, have an awesome weekend and talk to you soon.